We manufacture writing instruments. We are an award-winning industry supplier, one of the largest suppliers in the promotional products industry. Kuzi Group designs, creates, and produces reliable products and offers services that support and build brand legacies. Our first stop is the screen room. It takes 12 process steps per order. Here we have 3 screen frame sizes, and they are 4x4, 2x6, and 2 3/4 by 6 inches. We print directly to these frames and produce 1,300 to 1,500 screen frames per day. Did you know we use 13.1 miles of mesh per year? One 6,000 watt bulb used to cure motion, which equal to 160 watt light bulbs. Create a bead of glue yearly, long enough to go from Tampa to Orlando, Florida. And 1,525 soda cans of glue used per year. Our second stop is our molding process. We have 44 molding machines ranging from 80 to 210 tons. We currently have one mold that has been in use for 51 years. Over 1,000 parts make up one mold. 67 injection molds which are serviced every 54,000 cycles. Our click stick actuated mold has 11 million cycles. The top 2 materials we consume in production are polypropylene, approximately 977,000 pounds per year, and our Delrin, approximately 570,000 pounds per year. There are 900 different color possibilities per part that we produce. Next is the extrusion process. Here we produce 660 barrels per minute for round stick, click stick, and wide body product families. We can hold a tolerance of plus or minus the thickness of a strand of hair. 1.2 million pounds of material a year is consumed with zero waste to landfill. This is equivalent to the weight of 80 15,000-pound elephants. Moving on to round stick print and assembly. We are capable of printing up to 3 colors per pen. Our customers can choose from 120 trim colors, 56 barrel colors, and 6 standard cartridges with 40,000 different color combinations. For safety compliance, the button and barrel are fused together and the caps are vented. Did you know our round stick product is the best seller in the hotel industry? Since inception in 1981, in Clearwater we produce enough round stick writing ink to go around the world at the equator 240,000 times and over 5 billion round stick pens produced. Heading to click stick print and assembly. We are capable of printing up to 4 colors per pen. Our customers can choose from 60 trim colors, 60 barrel colors, and 6 standard cartridges, over 15,000 color combination. For safety compliance, retention tests are performed during the assembly process. Our sub-assembly operation assembles 4 components for every pen. Some interesting facts. Our click stick is the most popular retractable pen sold. We produce enough click stick pens yearly to supply everyone in California, Texas, and New York combined. Our final stop is the wide body print and assembly. Since inception, our wide body pens have grown from 1 item to 13 items. We offer 21 gripper barrel colors choices, 11 extruded barrel color choices, 19 trim colors, and 17 grip colors. We built enough wide-body pens to put one in every seat at the Raymond James Stadium for all preseason and regular season games for an entire season.
Welcome to the B2 facility here in St. Petersburg, Florida. So in this facility, we basically run 3 different item categories. We run koozie and coolers, we run source writing instrument, and we run drinkware. So we're going to take you guys on a virtual tour today of our plant, so enjoy. This is our koozie department. In our koozie department, we actually silk screen, one color silk screen, about 34 different items overall. These are some examples. We have our original, some things with carabiners on them, some deluxe koozies, some taller ones for the taller cans as well, plus our normal collapsible koozies that you guys see all over the place. In this area, what we're generally doing is we're placing the koozie onto a mandrel. The mandrel's getting pushed up into the screen and it's rotating around and pushing the ink through the screen at the same time. What that allows us to do, because we use the mandrel, is we're actually able to imprint both sides of the koozies at the same time in one stroke. This is our drinkware department. In this part of the virtual tour, we're going to kind of show you the evolution of drinkware. Right now we're standing in our manual area, or manual drinkware area, but behind me is our automation area. We actually have 4 automated machines that are actually driven by robots that have this automation in terms of the printing of our tumblers. Beyond that, we're also going to talk about our digital printing area for tumblers, which we'll do our full color imprint, and we'll show you our laser engrave area. This is our manual area. And a lot of the different, a lot of companies you might see will use these manual machines to run a lot of items. Okay? For us, we only use our manual area for very specific items. Items that are very big, items that are tall, that weigh a little bit too much. Okay? Most of our items are going to run through automation, but in this case, like I said, there's certain items that are very specific that have to run here. As you can see, one of the pros of our manual department is it allows us to run the different size items, like I said, the ones that wouldn't fit into our automation. One of the big cons is that it does take 15-20 minutes in order to change over from item to item. So that is something that's a little bit tough that, but again, for these items it makes sense because of the size, it doesn't actually fit. This is our automated drinkware department. So in this department, we have the ability to run a lot of different items on this one machine. As you can kind of see here, in the near future, we're going to be going from a tumbler order like this to a budget mug order like this. So we can do all different shapes and sizes. We can actually change over from one item to the other item in about 3 minutes. And the machine runs at about 10 tumblers per minute. So it's a very fast machine. So when you compare this to something like manual, which you just saw, there's a lot of flexibility in the machines that were developed. These machines were actually developed in-house by our engineering team. So in our digital drinkware department, we actually are able to imprint full color images on our tumblers. Some examples would be these guys right here. Behind me is our low speed digital printer. Okay, that's something that we use only for full color. As we go over here, we actually have a high speed digital printer that we use for 1 color, 2 color, and full color. The advantage to this machine is it actually allows us to digitally imprint the items as fast as we can imprint them in our automation area with 1 color silk screening. So one of the new processes over the last year that we brought into the building is laser engraving of tumblers. So you can see here a lot of our samples of the items that we're currently running. One sample we'd like to show is we are in the midst of launching personalization on our laser engraver, so that should be coming out fairly soon. This is our die stuff area. The machine that's behind me here is a machine that was created in-house by a great engineering team. What we're doing in this department is we're basically die stubbing imprints onto our budget mugs. Okay. So the first step that we're not going to show you right now is that we actually imprint the full color imprints onto our die stub paper, and we cut them to the correct size. From there, an associate will go ahead and wrap the paper around the mug and tape it into place. He'll put it onto our conveyors, and our automation will pick up the die stub mug and drop it into the different positions we have here. Each one of these positions, there's a jacket. And what happens is we're using heat and pressure around the mug to sublimate the ink from the paper onto the mug. This is our writing instruments department. Overall, we do 320 items, sourced writing instrument items through this department. The bread and butter of our writing instrument machinery is our flex machines. These are machines that were created in-house by our engineering team as well. With these machines, we're able to actually change over from item to item within about 4 minutes, which is great when you compare it to the rest of the industry. We also run the pens at about 90 pens per minute. So for the flex cell, we have 5 machines overall. Some of these machines have up to 250 items programmed on. So as we come in, you'll get to kind of see rows of pens in on the front end and the hopper. They go through the process, they get singulated, okay, deionized, so it blows off any dust. They're brought up a little bit farther, they're orientated correctly so we can put the imprint in the right location. They're picked up and rolled under the screen, which allows us to put the imprint around the whole barrel. They go through the dryer, which allows us ink to dry. These inks are solvent-based inks. There is capability on the machine to run a second color if we need to. There's a second head, so we do 2 color on most of our items. And at the end, our printer will make sure we'll double check the quality of the imprints and then load them into the box.